what's not gone on at Castleford. So the outs were Jake Webster, James Green, Gadwin Springer, Quentin Lalu Tonga Brandon Douglas, and then Jack Gray and Kieran Gill's gone out on loan as well. There's been no ins yet. Watts and Metautia were mid-season pickups, so they added to the squad. But there's been nothing going on. So what are Cass looking for? Is there some rumoured targets? What whispers are out there about Cass?
The big rumour is that they're looking to do a swap deal with Joe Wardle going back to Huddersfield and Seb Ikahifo coming into Castleford. He'd be a good addition to Castleford's ranks. I think a few clubs, Leeds included, have been looking at him. Other than that, the last thing I was told by Cass was they hadn't actually got a specific target in mind, but they are looking to add one to the squad before the season starts. I think you mentioned the couple of players, Metautia and Watts, that came in midway through the last season. I think Castleford did a lot of their recruitment for 2019 in 2018. They've transformed the squad over the last few years, and they're looking for a bit of stability now. That's certainly the watchword. They're not looking to make major changes. I say there might be one coming in, probably a Ikahifo, but I don't think there'll be too many more than that.
So the Wardle for Ikahifo deal, what are you hearing about why that might come off? Because obviously it sounds like you rate Ikahifo. I certainly rate Ikahifo. Why would the Giants want him to go? And who'd be the winner from that deal with Wardle leaving Castleford?
That's an interesting one, isn't it? I mean, Cass's pack obviously is strong as it is. Wardle probably didn't quite establish himself. He had a few injuries. Probably didn't quite establish himself last season or do as well as everyone hoped he would. But he's a very good player, and he provides cover. He can play in the backs as well as the forwards. But Ikahifo is a good player as well. I think he's widely admired in Super League generally. From what I can tell, Huddersfield are just looking to get him off the wage bill. Really. Right. Obviously, he's one of the big earners. Although I don't suppose Wardle would be coming for peanuts.
Well, he came over from the NRL, didn't he? So you'd got to think there was money involved there. You mentioned Wardle can play in the backs as well as the pack. One thing about the off-season deals that are going through at Cass, and one worry maybe is, are they short in the backs? I mean, one of the rumours earlier on in the off-season was Junior Sow was a player they were strongly looking at from Salford, but that was dismissed. Do you think centre and maybe even full-back still, even though Metautia's come on board, do you not think they're areas Cass might look at as well to bring someone in, or is it just going to be Ikahifo?
Well, as I say, they're talking about one signing. I think Metautia looked very good when he came in midway through the campaign from Lee. He's probably the answer to their full-back question, although he can also play in the centre. Jake Webster's moved on, but Greg Minikin, who can also play on the wing, he would like to play in the centres, and he's very highly regarded at Castleford. Cass sees long-term future in the centre, so I think that's probably the option that they'll be going with.
Yeah, I must say he does look like Shenton very much, doesn't he? He just seems like another Shenton Minikin when you watch him play in the centres.
He's a quality player. He had some bad luck with injuries last year as well, but say long term they see him as a centre. He sees himself as a centre, and I think that's probably the option that they'll go with.
Fair enough. And then a couple of injuries that have just kind of come through as we're recording this today, on the day we're recording this conversation, Peter. Will Mayer and Ollie Holmes are going to miss pre-season and the start of the new season, so I guess that shifts that emphasis back onto the having a forward come in.
Yeah, Will Mayer's he's a fringe player. He obviously played for Halifax on dual reg or loan last year, though he's proved he can come in and do the job. Ollie Holmes, I had him in my dream team. I thought he was excellent last season. He's someone else that's had bad luck with injuries over the last couple of years, but he was really, really solid last season. I thought he was excellent completely. When he played for England in the test against France, and he'll be missed. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I think he was in my dream team as well, actually, and he just missed out on the Super League Pod listeners' dream team last year by a couple of votes. Yeah. So yeah, very interesting. Okay, well, where can people catch up, Peter, with what's going to happen with this swap deal? That's we're expecting to come through. Where can people find what you write about that?
Well, you can buy a copy of the Yorkshire Evening Post or online at yorkshireeveningpost.co.uk.
That's brilliant. Thanks for catching up on everything that's going on or might go on at Castleford.
Thank you.
So, Rob, you wanted, before we even caught up with what was going on in the off-season, you wanted to jump ahead to 2019. But now we can really focus on 2019. And as I've been doing with the other fans we've had on the show, I wanted to put a few questions for you that kind of have been knocking around my mind, and I want your take on it as a fan of the side. So, first of all, Luke Gale was outstanding in 2017. Jake Truman was great in 2018, really surprising people. Cass will be hoping that they're both fit for 2019. So how do you think they'll work as a partnership, having previously mostly played separate to each other and not being a 6 and 7 pair together? How do you think that'll work?
Well, hopefully it'll work well. I think Gale got found out a little bit in 2018, and the time he'd played, and I think when he was playing with, certainly when he played with Jamie Ellis, everything had to go through him. I think if Truman can sort of continue his progress, then we can go both ways, which is something that I think every club needs. We score a lot of tries on Eden's wings because that's the way that Gale goes. Assuming they can both stay fit, there should be a good partnership. And then we've still got Super Jamie Ellis in the wings, haven't we, as backup?
Yeah, of course, yeah. And the other man who was kind of in the backup conversation, I suppose, to the halfbacks is Ben Roberts. But I've been trying to think where I'd fit him in your side. And I'm wondering if he might become a surprise potential centre option for you guys in 2019. What do you reckon?
Well, so I think the problem we had in 2018 is we didn't sign a specialist fullback. It looks like we might be heading down that same issue in 2019 in terms of we haven't replaced Webster and Shenton's knocking on a bit now. So Roberts' position is standoff. He's not fit enough to be fullback, and I think he proved that at the beginning of last season.
Yeah.
He can play in the centres, and it's whether or not he can stay fit. But me personally, I'd play Alex Foster in the centres if he were fit, and I'd have Roberts as a backup.
Do you think there is a lack of depth though for Cass in the three quarters?
Yeah, definitely. Although to be fair, then they do need to start. They need to start back in the youth policy. We've got the guy that spent a lot of last season on loan at Bradford.
2 years ago, Doe.
Yep, I'm glad you said that.
I think that's him. He scored 2 tries on his debut the year before, but didn't get much of a look in last year. There's a few other young outside backs as well, isn't there?
Yeah, we've got Kieran Gill. I think he scored a hat trick against somebody when he came in last season as well. I'm trying to remember who it against.
Yeah, I think he's out on loan, but I guess.
So it's at some stage you're gonna have to back your youth. So John Wells has made a big song and dance about us being at the salary cap, and the fact of the matter is we've all patted them on the back when they've signed, when we've managed to retain these players. So as a fan, I'm not going to start whinging now that we've not signed anybody, because ideally you want to build on a successful team.
Do you think that consistency within the squad actually might help you make that leap over that final step in the big occasions on the big stage, because the players will be more united as a group, having spent a lot of time together?
I don't know. I think if you look at the last 2 seasons, what we've done is we've had a disastrous grand final in 2017 where everything that could have went wrong. Gale's appendix operation, Hardacre's brain fart, and also a very, very experienced Leeds team. against Wigan, I don't think anybody would have beaten Wigan in that semi-final. So realistically, I don't think we need to worry too much about bottling big games. We've just come up against two better teams.
Yeah.
I think we'll definitely make the 5, and hopefully we'll get in one of those positions that gives us a second chance. Is it first, second, and third that get 2 chances? If I remember, but I think it is, isn't it?
It's first and second definitely get 2 chances. Third must get 2 chances as well. It's been a while since I looked at the structure. I keep saying every one of these shows top 5 playoffs now, but yeah, it must be the top 3. But anyway, either way,
I'd like to think that we can if we can get to finish top 3. Because we haven't lost anybody. We've lost Webster, but Webster, he missed a couple of tackles at Wigan. But other than that, he's he was feeling it every time he made a tackle. It was taking him 5 minutes to get up. So we've not really lost anybody. But having said that, we've not signed anybody. But the team's got another year's worth of gelling. I don't know whether it's a mental thing. I don't think it's the fact that they haven't tried in those big games. I just think we just haven't been good enough.
Yeah, it's interesting. You think top 3? I'm just not convinced with Cass, they're a team that I don't know how to play. Basically, for me, they could finish top 3. They could similarly finish a 6th or 7th, and it would not surprise me either. So it's going to be interesting to see how it does turn out, because there's a potential there, definitely. I've got one more question for you, Robin. I think it's probably more important than for you personally, anyway, than where you're going to finish next year, and that's how many times will Cass beat Leeds in 2019?
Well, I'm not really sure on the structure. How many times are we playing them?
I don't know, 2 or 3.
Well, if we play them 3 times, we'll beat them 3 times. And if we play them twice, we'll beat them twice.
You finished 3rd, didn't you? They finished 9th.
I think we've got them in that extra. We've got them twice at their place and once at Leeds. Once at Cass. We haven't got them at Magic. We've got our bogey team, St Helens, at Magic, so that's they might actually win a game. I think they've got London at Magic, haven't they? So they might actually win a game for once there. I predict that we'll beat Leeds 3 times. I also predict that we'll finish at least 3 places above them.
Right, well, there you go. Big talk, as always, Rob. You don't let us down, and that's why you are Listener of the Year. Thanks for being involved in this Cass edition of SLP Shorts.
Cheers, Mark.
Okay, thanks to both for being involved on this show. Great insight from Peter, and Rob is incomparable, and whilst we had Rob on the show, and whilst it's the build up to Christmas, we certainly should mention our great sponsor from 2018, which was Rob's Toy Shop on eBay. If you head over to Rob's Toy Shop on eBay, you'll find all sorts of gifts and pet toys, as well as kids' toys and all that sort of stuff to get your stocking fillers in, and make sure you take advantage of that. Okay, if you want some more Super League Pod, then you can find us at Super League Pod on Twitter and Instagram. It's facebook.com/Super League Pod there, and superleaguepod@gmail.com if you want to send us an email. You can also get more SLP content on our blog, which you can find at superleaguepod.com. I do apologise for not putting anything on there recently. I'm trying to rustle up something from myself and some of the other co-hosts during the off season. We'll get something up there at some point. You can find other episodes of the show though, and subscribe through Spreaker, iTunes or YouTube. Get us on the Podcast Addict or the Leaguecast Android apps, where you can find all the other good rugby league listens out there as well. You can also go to rugbyleaguemedia.com, where you'll find us amongst a range of alternative rugby league media outlets for your eyes as well as for your ears to enjoy. And just want to close off by thanking you all again for listening to this SLP show, and until you hear from us again, keep enjoying and supporting the greatest game of all, which is of course rugby league.